A lot of people turn around and run with disgust with what they see, with the idea that, oh my God, is this what it's come to?
All of these vacant lots and empty buildings were filled up with African-American businesses.
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off.
Then there was a High John's across the street, and you go over there and buy your sassafras tea or any other kinds of roots that you might want to get to ward off evil spirits or to get some evil spirits to come and come around.
I used to come around and get Sam to make my pants. And say Sam made the pants too long. Well, there used to be a tailor out there named Sam, 1400 of South Street, and he used to make the pants. So we used to get we were getting pigs then, pig pants, and that's we used to get Sam to make them.
Shoe stores, hat stores, shirt stores. Jared Don's was on the corner of Broad and South.
What type of store was that?
Haberdashery. All the stores were down here.
At the Royal, they had the movies, and they had, during my Mother's Day, they had the kiddie hour. And my mother often talks about, you know, her opportunity that she missed because my grandfather wouldn't allow her to tour with the celebrities. She won a couple talent shows singing. She has a beautiful voice. And, but, you know, that was her stardom. I mean, she's never let me forget that. You know, her golden opportunity.
They had they had a kiddie hour there. I think it was Saturday morning. On Saturday morning, a couple of people from here were successful, and you know went on to become famous.
Oh yeah, the Royal Theater. Now they had not first-run movies because the first-run movies usually were in town, but when they left in town, they came to the Royal. And generally, that's when blacks would go to see it.
And I also used to bring my children, they were small in the summertime, bring them to work with me, and I would let them sit in the Royal movie right up at the street until I got off from work, therefore saving me the money of having a babysitter. And I did. I'd set them right in the movies. You know, I worked 12 to 6, and they would eat their lunch, and I would sit them in there until I got off at 6 and pick them up, take them on home.
And then we had the clubs, and that was the really jumping part.
I wanna mama, do my number. hold my baby all this summer. Every time I hear that metal saxophone, I wanna rip it, rock it, really bop it, flip it, flop it, Davy Crockett. Every time I hear that metal saxophone.
You know, Philadelphia is known for its society, you know, and there was two societies. There was a white society and there was a black society. And they would dress up. I mean, these are poor people dressing up with their fineries, their mink coats and their high heels and their makeup and their stockings and strutting around. And you, hey, it was big time. I mean, that was our society hill.
I had the main squeeze. Had on my correct clothes.
What were the correct clothes?
Well, I had on a nice suit, shirt and tie, hat, watch and ring and stuff, you know. Look rich but poor but proud. Weak but willing.
Yeah, just about every place you would go to in this area, people were always sharp. Always got dressed to go to different spots, particularly the clubs, like I said. But even when they went to movies, I've seen people with more clothing conscious at that time. Now they're more casual.
And you'd wear your tuxedo and your fur coat and stop off at BB's, which was the name that I had, that was before me. It's now called Ron's Ribs. But BB's, you go in there with your fineries on and sit down and eat some barbecue ribs and some chitlins and pig feet, and you'd be elbow to elbow and you'd be talking and you'd have a good time in there. And then you go to the theater, you know, and be grunting and all kinds of gastronomical things would be happening to you. But it would be fun, you know.
Every jazz spot in the city bringing in the best of black talent from all over. And people would come from New York down here for what they call to catch a set. You go to Showboat first, that would close out, you hear Miles Davis, you'd run down the street, you go into Pep's, and you'd catch a Dinah Washington.
Then another time, I remember going to see Dinah Washington at Pep's, and the lady I was with, she kept song and magic, and they had ejected us from the show. You know, Dinah Washington had a personality, the kind of nasty personality at times, you know.
But Billie Holiday, she used to turn them out. And I guess you heard they call her Lady Day. Yeah, one time I recall sneaking in. My brother and I, he's a little older than me, but both of us were too young to get into the club. And we got kind of slick. We thought we painted mustaches on us. It must have been awful crowded that particular day or evening. Or else the guy just gave us a break. He let us in. He knew we so desperately wanted to see her. And it was all worth it. I was like in awe. It was a beautiful show. I always remember that.
The clubs at that time was nice. We have very few clubs down in South Philly now that we could go out to adjust ourselves, you know, for as people and have a pleasant time to meet people. It's not happening that way no more. You understand what I mean?
There was talk that a highway was coming through here. Down South Street, you hear anything about that? And everybody who had any money or had any place to go, they packed up and ran. And it never got back together again.
Well, I think it's a sad state of affairs, the way it's changed. And basically it's changed because of what we mentioned earlier, the drug situation. It's hurt a lot of people. But there's still some hope. Because I think South Street will rebuild again. It may not get to that same luster that it had years back, but it will build to the point where people will start having a place to go, feel safe. And communicate.
You know, you can't put it all on families. The taxes and the likes of it have eroded the home base for neighbors who once could say proudly that I once lived in South Philadelphia. I once lived in West Philadelphia. There's nobody there anymore. Of course, I dispute the old phrase of Thomas Wolfe, we can't go home anymore. Thomas Wolfe didn't know what the hell he was talking about. You go home any damn time you want to. If you have respect for the area that from whence you came, and no matter what condition it is, then you have to determine what you want to do. Do you want to go back there and in some way drop anchor, or I'll put this way, put down some kind of personal involvement in that area to how could I say, stop the erosion, plug up the holes, the gaps, and maybe get something secure that could happen again.